Hello everyone, welcome to this Options Talk 32 between Raghunath and me. And yes, Raghunath is back today. And after my usual market review, I'll also show some things on the PCR chart which can be of help. I mean, it's not just the PCR, how it moves and what one needs to see. That is something important, so that I'll explain today. But apart from that, Raghunath also will talk about importance of T plus zero line and how to, I mean, track your loss or profit when the strategy is on. Because we have seen some tweets and some queries which are quite different to, I mean, when the loss is a bit more, people get worried saying that this is what is shown in the strategy, but actually it is different. So Raghunath will be the best person to explain that. What is the T plus zero line and how one should track it. So coming to the market, it's still bull run is on, and in fact yesterday Nifty gave another breakout, which is this. This is a double top buy breakout which it gave yesterday, and in fact this is a T20 pattern, so it is even more bullish. So last time we had shown these, of course 13,230 was gone long back. After that 14,635 was a open count which maybe might be achieved, or I'm not sure. Of course, these are counts which are just indicative. It doesn't mean that these counts will certainly be achieved. They are indicative counts. So, but once you trail them, when that count comes, you can book partially. So that is what the count means. And because someone had asked me long back, is the count something which is a guaranteed target? That is not. It is just an indicative target, like anything else in the stock market. It's just indicative. Nothing can be guaranteed in the stock market. Coming to Bank Nifty, this has been underperforming Nifty, and if you see the Bank Nifty chart, the relative chart, it has just gone sideways, and the Bank Nifty chart on candlestick, which is an hourly chart, this that gap is still holding, so there is still hope for the bulls, but it has gone sideways between 32 uh, 400 and 31 32 31 900. So a breakout maybe above 32,500 will be interesting. And of course, the weakness will be below 31,900, below that gap area which I have shown. Coming to one stock which might perform next week because it showed some signs yesterday and the option chart is indicating something. ONGC had a good run in the last few weeks, and after that it has taken a pause. But this 100 call, ONGC 100 call is showing some signs since last few days. There is an anchor column here from 3 to almost 5, and then that has given a breakout, total breakout yesterday. So as long as it is above 6 with a stop loss of 4, it can go towards this one. This will be the first target near 7.5 because that was a bearish anchor column here, and above that 9. So you can keep an eye on ONGC. Coming to the PCR, subject of PCR, this is the chart of various PCRs. If you see on the left hand side, I have taken 14,200, 14,300, 14,400 and 500 of the weekly expiry, which is 14 January. And the last two are 14,300 and 14,400 of the monthly expiry. Because we have to keep that in also in mind. In fact, there have been lots of occasions in the past, I think I must have mentioned it also, where the weekly appears weak and it gives the correction, but the monthly is still strong, and finally once that week is over, the market again starts going up. So this it is always better to keep an eye on both the PCRs. So what happens here, if you see the first four PCRs, 14,200, 300, 400 and 500 of the weekly expiry. So 14,200, if you see on the left hand side here, the put call ratio is 2.48. 14,300 put call ratio is 0.91. 14,400 is 0.24 and 14,500 is 0.11, which is quite standard because any out of the money will have more calls than puts written. So the PCR is definitely going to be less than 1. But when the at the money put call ratio or in the money put call ratio is less than 0.8, that means it is a point of concern. But here Of course, 14,200 is very strong. That is 2.48, which means there are almost 2.5 times the calls. The put OI is almost 2.5 times the calls. 14,300 is 0.91, which is as good as 1, you can say. So the number of puts and number of calls are equal in terms of OI. So this is something which needs to be looked into after the Monday open, because something has happened yesterday evening. It was quite strange. US market was flat or coming down, but SGX was continuously going up. Maybe because of the TCS results. I'm not sure. So if IT goes up, that will definitely be bullish for Nifty, because I think SGX Nifty was almost near 14,500, which is quite a big jump looking at the close over here yesterday. Of course, SGX can be anything, so it all depends on where our Nifty opens at 9:15 a.m. on Monday. So if it opens that same way, what you need to keep an eye on the 14,300 put call ratio and 14,400 put call ratio of the weekly expiry. If that 14,400 put call ratio, which is 0.24 now, doesn't go beyond 0.7, 0.8, if there is a big gap up, then that might be a cause for concern and there can be an intraday dip. Similarly, 14,300 put call ratio needs to go well above 1.2. If it cannot cross 1.2, 1.3, then even 14,300 might not hold later on. So these two put call ratios will give a hint whether if there is a gap up on Monday, that will hold or there can be selling later on. Why I'm saying is this: finally, see, everyone is saying this has to end sometime. When it will end, no one knows. This is, as long as this is going on, you have to write on terms of in terms of a daily stop loss on the basis of a daily closing. As long as it is above 14,150, 14,100, it is still bullish. It is still a buy on dip. But on an intraday basis, these two parameters can help you in judging whether that if there is a gap up, that will sustain or it will fade. So these two put call ratios will be important. Similarly, if you see the last two monthly put call ratios, 14,300 and 14,400, again here 300 is 0.91, 400 is 0.4. So these need to improve also for the market to, I mean, in terms of 14,300, it should cross 1.2 and stay above 1.2. And if Nifty sustains above 14,400, this 0.4 also has to go almost closer to 1. Only then you can say Nifty is going to sustain above 14,300 and closer to 14,400. Otherwise, we might have a short-term dip, and who knows, that dip might be a quick intraday dip, something like what happened on 21st January or 21st December, or I think 25th November. So you need to be aware of the fact that after a gap up, these two put call ratios, 300, 400 of weekly and monthly, are going to be important in assessing whether the gap up is going to hold or we are going to have a pullback. So that's all from my side, Raghunath. Should I make it a presenter now?
Yes, AP.
Yeah.
Hello, folks. So today I will talk about something we have been observing a lot, from a lot of new people who are into options, and they get carried away by the options payoff they see. I mean, not in just Opstar, any other option software. So, I mean, there is some kind of, people don't understand, like, just because you saw something, green, and that as long as it stays within that range, payoff range, the green payoff range, that you're not going to lose money. And this is a misconception. And actually, this has been misconception for a lot of time, because I had wrote this blog last year, but this has been there for a long time, and I keep getting these queries, like I placed a strategy and I saw in Opstar or some other software that I'm not going to make loss if this doesn't go beyond my break-even point, but now I'm saying loss. So I think there is something wrong with your software or something wrong with the options. So I have to keep explaining to them that there is something called T plus 0 line, which you have to look up, and that what you are seeing, the payoff is you're seeing is the payoff at expiry. So that was the main reason for me to write this blog. So I will use this to explain what is T plus 0 line and why you should not get carried away with the payoff charts that you might see in any option software, be it Opsta or any other software, and why T plus 0 line is very important. And this is also, and another related query which I also get was about the calendar spreads. Now, whenever they do these calendar spreads, uh, because the payoff keeps changing in the case of calendar spreads because they are dynamic and they are dependent on IV of both front month as well as back month. And there also people get confused that I saw some payoff yesterday and now this is changed and I'm now in loss. So for that reason, it's important to clarify the any misconceptions that many new options traders might have. And as we can see that a lot of people have come into options trading during these lockdowns and work from home situation. So it's so I thought that this session will help to explain those misconceptions.
Yeah, just 1 second, Raghunath.
Yeah.
I might be using a bit of a strong word, but even I keep getting queries. Of course, most of them I redirect to you.
Yeah.
But saying that the payoff shows only minus 2000, whereas right now I'm facing minus 5000 loss. So,
Yes.
I mean, people should get educated in terms of course, this session will help what is T plus 0 line, how to track it. But you should not use the Opsta strategy as a, sorry to say, but as a video game. You should
Yeah.
understand the significance of the T plus 0 line and what it means. And only on expiry is that payoff going to be like that. In between, it can be different. It will be different. That is more important.
Yes. Okay. So what is T plus 0 line and what is its significance? So, and this is, I'm sorry to say, but this is most common query to me. So which says that not many people get into options trading without have a good understanding, like what is happening behind the behind this payoff. So I wrote this post to clear such misconceptions and talk about T plus 0 line and what it is significance. So in most option software, including Opsta, when you place an option strategy, for example, here I chosen short straddle, you get a payoff chart comprising of two parts. One, the payoff at expiry, which is this green and red colored chart, and one there is this T plus 0 line or blue dotted line. Okay. Now maybe we can do this here so that it's much more clear to explain. T plus 0 line, 14,400. All right. So as you can see here, the green payoff is showing that this is the profit zone. Okay, within which, if as long as this spot at expiry stays within this profit zone, it will be in profit.
In
But
fact,
what will happen if, yeah,
another misconception is people only see the maximum profit. That maximum profit in this case will be only if Nifty expires at 14,400. That maximum profit of
yeah,
35,575. So that is not
yes,
going to be the case.
yes, that is also one more thing. So as you can see that this is the profit zone, and as long it stays within this area at expiry on the expiry day till expiry day, then only you will see this payoff to hold true, the red and green portion payoff chart. But what if if the market, what will be the payoff if the market moves before, before this expiry happens? What if goes down by 2% or goes down by 1%? Because at that point of time, this payoff is not true, right? The green profit zone is not true on that particular day, because this is only true at expiry and not on that particular day. For that, what we have is something called T plus 0 line, right? T plus 0 line is nothing but a time to expiry of 0. So today is time to expiry 0, and that is why it's called T plus 0 line. So T plus 0 line means the payoff that is possible today or on that particular day when you're trading. Now imagine the T plus 0 line is not an absolute line, right? Here, this is also is dynamic. It will keep changing even within intraday, because it depends on the implied volatility of individual legs of the options. Even if the IV of one of these changes, then your T plus 0 line changes. If IV increases of the stock, the T plus 0 line changes.
Can you use the
So for
simulator
example,
to show? Sorry.
yeah. No, we can
Like,
do with here only we can do
okay.
simulation.
Yeah. Okay.
So for example, here now, if say, let's say tomorrow the volatility increases by 10-20% suddenly, like it has happened on December 21. So it can happen, right? So when the volatility increases by 20%, which means the option price of uh, your short options also increased. So you will go into loss, right? So when I increase this volatility by 20%, see this T plus 0 line came down, right? So at this point of time, you're sitting on loss of around 7,000, okay, based on T plus 0 line. So even though you're within the profit zone at expiry, the T plus 0 line is telling you that you're already in loss of 7,000. So why this is happening? It's happening because the value of your short options increases with increase in volatility, right? Because the volatility increases the option prices, because there is a demand for these options, and therefore the volatility increases, and therefore the option price increases. So for that reason, you see this loss, and that is what T plus 0 line reflects. The T plus 0 line takes this volatility into consideration and then shows you what is the potential loss that might be possible if the volatility goes up by 20%. Of course, this is a potential payoff. This is not absolute, right? Even within day also, this can change depending on volatility. Now, what if the volatility went up by 20%, okay, and then it came down by 10%. So again, your T plus 0 line changes. So T plus 0 line is dynamic. It's not like, your this expiry payoff, where it is absolute, while the T plus 0 line is dynamic. The reason behind this T plus 0 the expiry payoff being absolute is that at expiry the implied volatility goes to 0. Okay, so once that goes to 0, there is no scope for any option price change, or uh, the option price doesn't change and everything gets settled, right? So and that for that reason your expiry payoff is absolute. So if what is shown here is will be absolute, that will happen on expiry no matter what, because the implied volatility goes to 0, volatility goes to 0, because all the extrinsic premium will be 0. So that you have to keep in mind that T plus 0 line is dynamic and the expiry payoff is absolute. So tomorrow if you're seeing loss, now you understand what is the reason behind that. The reason behind is that your delta changes, your volatility changes, and all those things are responsible for your change in PNL. Okay, so you have to follow if nothing changes. Okay, now imagine this: if nothing changes, if market stays at the same and everything remains same, volatility doesn't change, only then this T plus 0 line follows. So now if the market goes down by 2%, okay, now suddenly you're in loss of around 5,000, right? Even without change in volatility, only with market going down, you're already seeing loss, right? So that is because of your delta change. So keep this in mind that don't just go by expiry payoff. Always look for T plus 0 line, and T plus 0 line can also change. And the reasons I already explained, that it can change due to delta, change in delta, and change in volatility. Okay. All right. Let me see the block if I've missed anything else. So the T plus line payoff will keep on changing as underlying IVs of the options change. Time to expiry for that day, theta dt, etc. keeps changing. The PNL of an option trade should closely follow the T plus 0 line payoff, provided the underlying options are liquid. So sometimes what happens is that you have some deep in the money option. Okay, let's say some 14,000 or 15,000 put. Okay, this is a deep in the money option, and that liquidity of that option is not very high because it's very deep in the money. The value of that deep in the money is very high. Okay, let's check that. Okay, let's say I'm using deep in the money option. Now here the value of this option is 650 rupees, right? So the number of people trading this kind of uh, put option is very less. So the liquidity is very less. So because the liquidity is very less, the bid-ask spread is very high. And sometimes what happens is the bid-ask price can be up to 10 rupees. And sometimes what happens is that this kind of put option, deep in the money option, may not execute on that particular day. So it might have executed only once on that particular day, or maybe in the morning, and it doesn't execute throughout the whole day. So what happens is that market moves, but your put option doesn't change, right? And because of that, the IV is not reflecting the real fair value of the option, which in this case this because the fair value of this option is not correct at that point of time because of the illiquidity, and that can also cause your T plus 0 line to be off. Okay, so that is also one complaint that I keep getting. So you have to remember that if you have very deep in the money options, there is a liquidity problem, and sometimes uh, what happens is that the value of the option is below the intrinsic value. So what happens is that if this is 15,000 put, right? So and here the spot price 14,347. So here it should be around 653 should be the fair value. 653 should be the fair value, right? So sometimes what happens is that because of the illiquidity, the option value might be only 600 rupees. So which means the option value is below intrinsic value, and because of that the IV will be 0. the Greeks here, it will be 0 because it cannot be calculated because there is no extrinsic premium. For you to calculate implied volatility, you need extrinsic premium, and if that is not there, that cannot be calculated. So the contribution from this your deep in the money put option is not there anymore for T plus 0 line. So even your T plus 0 line will be wrong. So you have to keep these things in mind when you're looking at these payoffs. So payoffs can also be wrong because of, as reasons that I have outlined, that because of illiquidity in deep in the money options. You can see that your T plus 0 line is also off. And that is another reason you have to keep in mind. The T plus line, so why this T plus line is important, T plus 0 line? It's important because it tells us immediate risks and opportunities possible with the options trade. So if you are placing an options trade, the most important thing to see is what T plus 0 line is telling you. Okay, so what your T plus 0 line is telling you is more important. Otherwise, you might get confused. And what are the immediate risks involved in your trade? So your immediate risk is that what happens if it goes down by 2% or 1%? The market goes by on 21st December, the market went down by 3%. If you see here, if it went by around 3%, then you would be sitting on a loss of minus 10,000 or 11,000, right? So that is the immediate risk that you might face if the market moves down. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind as well. So if you are imagining that if it goes down by 3%, that your loss will only be 3,300, then that is a wrong notion. That is a wrong assumption. So what you need to keep in mind is that T plus 0 line. So your PNL most of the time should follow T plus 0 line. Okay. All right.
Show an example where maybe currently the T plus 0 line is in the green. I mean, if you can think of something like that.
In the green. In the green.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. For example, let's say tomorrow the market goes, market goes up or nothing happens, and the VIX goes down, and your volatility drops by 15%. Let's say.
Yeah.
Then you will be in profit in this case. Okay. Because of your drop in volatility. When there is volatility crush, because the short strategy is a short volatility strategy, because of volatility crush, you see the T plus 0 line is showing profit. So both ways you have to see that. For example, you did a short straddle or short strangle on a TCS earnings for assuming that you want to have there will be a volatility crash when the results are out in TCS. Then you can imagine that what will be your profit if there is a volatility crash. So imagine if the volatility crash in TCS is by 20%. Then in that case, what will be your profit? Okay, there is a volatility crash plus there is also stock movement. Maybe TCS went up by 2% or 4%. Then what happens? Okay, then also you might lose. I mean, I'm not giving the correct example, but I'm just saying that even with volatility crash, if there is a movement in the stock, then also you might lose. So many things have to be in your favor for your T plus 0 line to work in your favor or the trade to work in your favor. So those things all you can check with this simulation with the moving by spot percentage and moving the volatility. What happens? You can check. Okay. Okay. So a curvier T plus 0 line, convex shaped. So this curvier, the more curvier it is a better for option buyer. a strategy will go into profit if the underlying moves in a favorable direction. But for the same thing, for an option seller, it is dangerous to have a curvier, a convex shaped T plus 0 line. Okay. So, and finally, it's called T plus 0 line, time plus 0, because it's a payoff at time 0. But, day to expiry is 0. That is the current day. So, that is the reason it's called T plus 0 line. So, it's very important for you to pay attention to this. So, another thing that I keep getting is that is the calendar trades that people do. So let's take 4000 put, for example, here, and then I do a February. So now pay attention to the payoff here. Here the calendar payoff, okay, even this is not absolute, right? Earlier I said that these green payoff zone and red payoff zone is absolute, right? But in the case of calendar, this is not absolute. This is dynamic. Actually, I did a tweet thread on this because I keep getting this query that your this payoff is showing wrong. I took based on this payoff and I'm in loss. So I wanted to explain that why you might be in the loss despite you're in the T plus 0 line. So what happens is that the payoff is dependent on both the IVs of both the legs, both the front month leg as well as back month leg. So now remember that all the calendar strategies are long volatility strategies, which means that if there is increase in volatility, your calendar strategy will benefit. But if the volatility drops, then your calendar will go into loss. So that you have to remember. So again, we can look this via this. Now, if the volatility drops, both the T plus 0 line as well as your this payoff at expiry both changes. Okay, both change because at expiry the 28th January option IV value goes to 0, but the IV value of 25 February expiry doesn't go to 0. So because of this, your payoff at expiry also changes. This is also dynamic in that case. Both T plus 0 line is dynamic as well as payoff at expiry is dynamic. Because of the reason that your back month or back weekly, it could be anything, option IV is not 0. So in that case, the IV, the payoff will be dependent on the IV of your back month. Okay. So that is why you are seeing this dynamic payoff on both T plus 0 line as well as the payoff at expiry. And similarly, if your IV increases, okay, let's say by 20% tomorrow, your envelope, the profit zone also increases. So if the volatility crashes, your profit zone shrinks. But if your volatility expands, your profit zone also expands. So that is why you have to keep this in mind, that in the case of calendar spreads, it could be any calendar spread, both the T plus 0 line as well as your expiry at payoff will be dynamic. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. And I keep getting this question and I keep answering this, and this is the reason why your payoff might be different when you begin and your payoff might be different when you end at expiry because of the changes in volatility. So you have to simulate for both these things. So what will happen if only IV of front month changes, but not of the back month, right? So that also you can simulate using by changing the individual IV, position IV. For example, if your IV of only the front month drops, then you will be in profit without change in volatility of this thing, right? And what if the volatility of back month increases? Then your payoff increases. And what if it goes down? Then your payoff also goes down. So you can simulate the different IV conditions for individually for both these legs and see what happens to your payoff, calendar payoff under different IV conditions for different expiry options. So because of the dynamic nature of the IVs of both these two different expiry options, your payoff will be dynamic, both T+0 line as well as the expiry thing, the expiry payoff. So please understand the what is happening behind the scenes of the payoff. Understand that there are risks involved both in calendar spreads as well as any same expiry option strategies. So please follow T+0 line, and if you are very deep in the money options, please make sure that they have some extrinsic value. Otherwise, your payoff will be slightly off if you have deep in the money options and the value is below the intrinsic value. So that's all I have to say. AP, if you have no more questions.
Yeah, just one bottom line that I mean, people only look at the green and red payoff.
Yeah.
So that is not, in fact, that they should not look at much. The more important thing is the blue line. Blue dotted line is the one which you should look at rather than the green and red lines.
Yes, exactly. And also, people have to simulate different conditions because even T+0 line can change depending on volatility and movement in the market.
Right.
So don't assume that everything will be static. I mean, for the people who come new into this market, assume that nothing will be static. Everything is dynamic. Okay, even volatility changes, your delta changes, gamma changes, everything changes. So to keep everything in mind, so observe these values, observe the T+0 line, simulate under these T+0 line under different volatility conditions and see what is happening. And look at worst case scenarios using these simulations and see what you might face if something unfortunate happens in the market, like it has happened on 21 December. Market fell suddenly by 3.5%. Then you might have faced a lot of loss in that case. So you can simulate such scenarios using the strategy builder. So use the tools, get aware of these different situations with the payoff. And if you have any doubts, you can tweet me, and or you can write to us to our emails. I'll be able to answer. Okay, AP, that's all from me.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. People should pay heed to the T+0 line and not just look at the payoff graph. I think this was an important session because we have seen a lot of people getting a wrong impression of the payoff graph. So let's hope this helps and you have a better understanding of your strategy.
Yeah. Okay, folks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.